My name is Ponzel, but my parents call me Lil Ponzel. And in case you're wondering where the Lil came from, well, it's something like this. You get 200 years ago, a mighty kingdom rose in West Africa and was named Raptown. So in Raptown, the rule is that any man who is able to grow the longest of the longest dreadlocks becomes the king of Raptown. It doesn't matter if your dreadlocks is smelly or full of lice, just grow the longest dreadlocks and they'll give you the crown. Also, we speak Rapish, which means most times we rap. And guess what? That was where I was born. My father is the king of Raptown. His name is Lil Daddy. And my mother is the queen of Raptown, and her name is Lil Mommy. 1 year after my dad won the dreadlock contest and was crowned the king of Raptown, his wife, Lil Mommy, gave birth to a very special child. No, not special. She gave birth to a very frightening and disturbing looking child. Now, this child was born with dreadlocks. Not just any dreadlocks, silver colored dreadlocks. And guess who this child is? That's me. That was me when I was a little baby. So imagine being born in a time when twin babies were not allowed to live and were sacrificed to the gods. Well, my case was even more concerning than the case of twin babies. Yes, the men of Raptown love dreadlocks, but never did they ever imagine that a baby would be born with neatly done dreadlocks from the womb. Like, how? My parents, the king and queen, got scared and started preparing to go and sacrifice me to the gods. God, I wish Mary Slessor was here. Although I don't blame them, Sha, because in Africa we don't call this special. We call it a curse, and we take drastic measures ASAP. So when Lil Mommy and Lil Daddy got to the shrine, the native priest told them to wait, that you see my future. He told them that I was born with dreadlocks that have supernatural power, that with the help of my silver dreadlocks, I can make other people's dreadlocks grow longer by touching it. Well, my dad was so happy to hear this, because this is a bonus for him since he wants to be king forever. So after that, Lil Daddy picked up Lil Mommy and Lil Baby with his hands and ran home happily. Woo! Jesus Christ, see how I almost died for nothing. So as soon as we got home that day, my father called a council meeting and started yelling and bragging about how he's going to be king forever because his son has magic dreadlocks that will make him remain the champion forever. But King Lil Daddy just succeeded in making the dumbest mistake of his life. You know why? This guy. Yeah, the old man, a member of the council. His name is Lil Weed. He's a weed farmer. You know weed, right? So you might want to remember him later on. Okay, so let's go. So for the very few years I stayed with my parents, my father volunteered to be my babysitter. He carried me all the time, like 247. So that way I'm always making his dreads grow longer. Well, at the moment, his dreadlocks are already approaching 2 kilometers length. I mean, bro's hair is all over the kingdom. But even at that, he doesn't allow any other person carrying me. Like he carries me when I'm sleeping, carries me when I'm crying, carries me when I'm drinking Lil Mommy's milk as a baby, carries me when I'm in the restroom. Like at this point, I can't even tell if it's because he likes his son or it was just because of his dreadlocks all along. So it's been 5 years and Lil Daddy is still bragging about my powers in every single council meeting. Little did he know that today's bragging was going to backfire, because the next day, before he woke up from sleep, they already kidnapped me. My father almost had a heart attack. Well, not because I was kidnapped, but because he was afraid someone else was about to defeat his dreadlocks. He was so pissed and so confused at the same time. I was yelling at everyone. He was like, Lil Mommy, so when I'm sleeping, you are sleeping. Are we mates? Can't you baby or protect? But Lil Mommy, the queen, was so respectful. She didn't argue back. In fact, she apologized in rapish language.
I ain't sorry. Nigga, nah.
Can you imagine? So my father, Lil Daddy, ordered 200 of his guards to go and search for his son. He told the guards to invade every building, every kitchen, every toilet, every sockaway, every uncompleted building, every gutter, and every bathroom to find his son. Because if you don't find him, trust me, I go shoot you. Yes, Your Majesty. So after instructing and threatening them, the guards spread all over the kingdom searching. Although, I don't know why, but most of these lunatics just focus their search on invading people's bathrooms. As if bathroom was the only thing the king said. Okay, so where am I in the story? Okay, they kidnapped me. Okay, so guess who kidnapped me? Aha! I believe this guy was the guy I told you to take note of. Yeah, that's Lil Weed, a 70-year-old member of the council. He's my kidnapper. So while my father's guards were busy busting into people's bathrooms all over Raptown, Lil Weed and I are not even in the kingdom. We flew over trees. And by that I mean, we are now in the jungle, beyond the walls of Raptown. Bro, forget the kidnapping. Lil Weed is actually a really cool old man. On our way to the jungle, he bought me a PS1. Yes, Sony just released PlayStation 1 that time. Also, during our shopping, we branched the Dangote supermarket to get some shampoos and other hair products. But this particular Dangote is called Lil Aliko. So, Lil Aliko is the richest businessman in Raptown. Like, he makes millions off of selling Milky Way relaxers, shampoos, etc. In fact, let's hear him explain.
Had to get my business together. I had 3 million in taxes. I got it all off on this level. They said it's 3 million that's missing. I ain't say nothing, I stay level. Couple dogs on me say hey yellow. This time my money gon' stay level.
Oh Okay. So moving on, Lil Weed and I moved into his jungle apartment, which is not actually a tall tower, but a deep underground tunnel. But don't worry, it's not as bad as it sounds. We actually have electricity like 247, and oh boy, we have really said a lot. So guys, let's wander back to why Lil Weed kidnapped me in the first place. So Lil Weed opened a dreadlock salon within the tunnel where his VIP customers come to make their dreads grow longer by using my powers. His price tag is 200k for 1-inch lengths, and he only accepts maximum of 3 customers a day for security reasons. So that's why I have a lot of free time to play PS1, and when I'm bored of playing, I invite my animal friends and draw tattoos on them. And they love it. So more new animals keep coming for tattoos every day. Like, you have to see the kind of swag and dripping in the jungle. Like, every living creature is now dripping on tattoos. For example, that's Lil Fant, and that's Lilion, and that's Lil Dog. Well, he's a male dog, so we just call him Drake. You know, since every male dog is a Drake. Although my favorite guy is Lil Ratty. Yup, he's a rat and he's my best friend. In fact, we made a song together. Titled Repeat Jungle featuring Lil Ratty and Lil Ponzo. Please, you can go check it out on our... Never mind. So, 13 years later, and I'm now 18 years old, and I've never been more handsome. Feel me? Although my looks is mostly for my mom, my dad almost has nothing to do with it. I don't even resemble him, which is a questionable topic for another day, but bro, I can't complain. Life's been really good. Except for the fact that we lost Lil Ratty to old age cancer. So after his funeral, his great-grandchildren moved in with me and Lil Weed, who is now 83 years old and still active in business. And meanwhile, the king and queen haven't given up on finding me yet. In fact, they have sent out all their guards and maids for the search. And if you don't find him, trust me, I go kill you.
Yes, Your Majesty.
So this happened to the point that the king was only left with his hair guards. But wait, he just decided to send them into the search too.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Leaving only him and Lil Mommy in the palace, which if Ken is not taking, he might also decide to send her into the search too. But even by sending away his hair guards, he has just made another dumb mistake. Cause guess what? Before the king woke up the next morning, his dreadlocks were gone. A couple of haters snuck into the palace at night, cut off his dreads, and even gave him a very clean skin cut. When Lil Daddy woke up and felt a cool breeze on his head, bro almost screamed out his kidneys. But despite all his noise and yapping, he was dethroned. Rules are rules. But trust me when I tell you that Lil Daddy is as crazy as he is dumb. On the day the Council of Rapture we appointed the new king, Lil Daddy jumped in from nowhere, attacked the king-elect, and with a very sharp scissors, he cut off his dreadlocks. Bam! As soon as he did that, war was declared. Ladies and gentlemen, this was how the West African World War I began. I mean, people started buying scissors and cutting people's hair up and down. The war was very tragic. Although no single person died, but like dreadlocks were lying lifeless all over the streets. Men everywhere were chasing and catching each other and cutting each other's dreadlocks. So Lil Aliko, on the other hand, well, bro quickly transitioned from selling hair products into selling scissors, razors, wax, and shaving sticks. And bro kept the millions coming. Lil Aliko. This guy makes money like it's nothing.
Money ain't shit to me. Hey, money gon' stick to me. Hey.
Okay, so on to the next one. Yes, I know you guys have been lied to your entire life, but the truth is, it was during this West African World War that many Raptownians migrated to the United States of America and became the African Americans. Yes, they ran to the United States to find refuge, and a couple of years later, they invaded the US rap industry. So while what was going on in Raptown, well, Lil Weed and I are just here chilling. Cause now that I'm 18 years old, Lil Weed lets me handle the salon business on my own while he focuses on the weed farm. And anytime he comes back home, he tells me, Lil Ponzo, pull up your hair.
Okay, I pull up.
And then I throw it up like this, and then it slides down alongside one or two ladies, which is none of my business. So moving on, for us everything has been chill, I ain't gonna lie. Until one fateful afternoon, Lil Trap, one of my rats, came to inform me that there was a young girl riding a horse in the jungle hood. Up until now, I've never ever stepped out of the tunnel, but as soon as I had young girl, my spirit told me that I should override every Lil Weed restriction and come out. So I climbed out of the tunnel and holy butterfly, there she was. So she saw me and pulled up on a horsey, who I had that calling Minimum. Who names the horse Minimum? Anyways, so she came closer and took a look at my dreads, and then suddenly started shouting and rejoicing that she has found the lost prince. I told her to shut up before Lil Weed will come out and kidnap her too. So she stopped shouting and quietly introduced herself as Lil Ryder, but she's popularly known as Lil
Lily.
Wait, I'm sorry. Lil what?
Lil Lily.
Oh, Lil Lily. Okay. So Lil Lily said she's going to carry me back to Raptown so that I can end the war. I didn't even have any idea what she was talking about, but at this point in my life, she's free to carry me wherever she wants. So I just entered the horse and then we moved. Meanwhile, Lil Weed didn't notice I left because I don't actually know what he was doing, but he seemed very busy in his room.
When I take drugs, I go to the moon. Yeah, moon.
So as soon as Lily and Minimum and I pulled up at Rap Town, my father sighted me from the front of the war front where he was commanding his army and quickly ran to carry me. He was so happy, he quickly sat down and put my hand on his bad head, so I started. I tried to make his hair grow out, but my powers refused to work. Until after minutes of trying and pressing his head, I suddenly felt a cool breeze on my head, and guess what? My dreadlocks were gone. I didn't know when I received the 2 seconds babbing that was going on. So when I asked who did it, the people gathering around said it was one 15-year-old girl riding a horse. So Lily saved me in exchange for my silver dreadlocks. I mean, that's diabolical. So where is she now? 1.2 million naira for silver dreadlocks.
1.2 million naira. That's the last price.
Hey, but one, this ain't even gold, nigga. And well, of course, my dad don't see my bad head. Almost screamed out his kidneys again. So that's how it happened, guys. The kingdom of Rap Town was turned into the Badlands, and men were no longer allowed to grow hair. I mean, just don't let them catch you with hair in any way. Wait! There's one guy left. Lil Weed. So while we were all standing there all bad and confused, Lil Weed, who just came back from the moon, ran out from nowhere and started laughing and rapping at me. He was like, Lil Ponzo knows best. Lil
Ponzo knows best. Now you escape, they cut off your hair.
Dread.
You jump, sit, fine girl. You follow and go, you not even care. I put you on down, my girl, but you don't want to do. Pass yourself. And you're only 18, not 21. Not yet 21. 21.
Wait. So you are the one that kidnapped the lost prince, eh? Boys!
Yes, Your Majesty.
Boys, bob off his hair from his head. Wait now.
And bob off his head from his neck too.
Abomination! Okay, so now that the lost prince is back and the kidnapper is dead, I guess this is where we do the family reunion and hug like the original movie. Right? Well, sorry, that's not going to happen. And it's not my fault, it's just that ever since Lil Daddy was dethroned, rumors have been circulating that Lil Mommy is now dating Lil Aliko. Oh boy, that was fast. Wow, so this woman wasn't joking when she said she doesn't date broke boys. Oh, that's it, guys. And everybody lived confusingly ever after. Oh, shoot. Lil Lee.
I done died 100 times, had a fun on the other side. Now we on the better side.
You don't know now, but I'm gonna tell you something.
I'm saying, where the money come my phone, my nigga, I gotta go.